Hello and welcome to English-CafeE, your cozy corner for confident English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. It's great to have you with us. Alex, what linguistic delights are we serving up today?
Today, Ben, we're diving into a really interesting part of English pronunciation, words with a silent S. These are words where the letter S is written, but you don't actually hear it when spoken.
Ah, the sneaky S. It can certainly be a bit of a puzzle. Mastering these can make a big difference in sounding more natural.
Exactly. So we have 20 words lined up. For each, we'll give you the spelling, the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA, so you know how it sounds, a clear explanation, and an example. Ready?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
First up, number 1 is aisle. A-I-S-L-E.
Okay, aisle. The IPA for this is aisle. Notice, listeners, no S sound there. An aisle is a passage between rows of seats like in a church, theater, aircraft, or shelves in a supermarket.
For example, the bride walked down the aisle.
Next, number 2, we have ʻaɪlənd. I-S-L-A-N-D.
Island. The IPA is ʻaɪləndn. Again, that S is completely silent. An island is a piece of land completely surrounded by water.
For instance, they spent their vacation on a tropical island.
Number 3 is very similar sounding to our first word, aisle. I-S-L-E.
Right, aisle. And the IPA is aisle, just like an aisle. An isle is a small island, often used poetically or in place names.
An example, the poet wrote of a lonely isle in the sea.
Our fourth word is debris. D-E-B-R-I-S.
Debris. The IPA is debris in the US or ๊dɛbriː in the UK. In both cases, the final S is silent. Debris means scattered pieces of waste or remains.
So you might hear, workers cleared the debris after the storm.
Number 5 is kɔːr, C-O-R-P-S, as in press corps.
Kɔːr. The IPA is kɔːr. The P and S at the end are silent. A corps is a body of people engaged in a particular activity or profession.
For example, the medical corps was sent to the disaster area.
Next up, number 6, rendezvous. R-E-N-D-E-Z-V-O-U-S.
Rendezvous. The IPA is rendezvous for UK or rendezvous for US. That final S is silent. A rendezvous is a meeting at an agreed time and place, or it can be a verb, to meet.
For example, let's rendezvous at the usual cafe at noon.
Number 7 is apropos, A-P-R-O-P-O-S.
Apropos. The IPA is apropos. The final S is silent. Apropos means very appropriate to a particular situation or with reference to concerning.
An example, his comment was quite apropos to the discussion.
Number 8 is ʃæsi, C-H-A-S-S-I-S.
Ʃæsi. The IPA is ʃæsi in the UK or ťæsi in the US. The final S isn't a distinct S sound. The IS sounds like E. A chassis is the base frame of a motor vehicle or other wheeled conveyance or of an electronic device.
So, the car's chassis was damaged in the accident.
Number 9 is patois, P-A-T-O-I-S.
Patois. The IPA is patois. The S is completely silent. A patois is the dialect of the common people of a region, differing from the standard language.
Example, the islanders spoke a unique patois.
And number 10 is bourgeois, B-O-U-R-G-E-O-I-S.
Bourgeois. The IPA is bourgeois in the UK or bourgeois in the US. That final S is silent. Bourgeois is characteristic of the middle class, typically with reference to its perceived materialistic values.
For instance, he criticized their bourgeois values.
We're halfway through our list, Ben. This is a great selection of words. Lots of French influence here, keeping those S sounds quiet.
It really is, and for everyone listening, you're enjoying this episode from English-CafeE. If you're finding these pronunciation tips helpful, please do click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more great English learning content.
Yes, your support helps us keep the coffee brewing and the English lessons flowing here at English-CafeE. Now, let's get back to our silent S words. Number 11 is laissez-faire. Laissez-fære.
Laissez-faire. The IPA is laissez-faire. The S in laissez is silent. Laissez-faire is a policy or attitude of letting things take their own course without interfering.
For example, the government adopted a laissez-faire approach to the economy.
Number 12 is Viscount. Viscount.
Viscount. The IPA is Viscount in the UK or Viscount in the US. The S before the C is silent. A Viscount is a nobleman ranking above a baron and below an earl or count.
For example, the Viscount attended the royal ball.
Our 13th word is ʃæmi. Chamois.
Ʃæmi. The IPA is Chamois or ʃæmi. The S is silent. A chamois is a type of soft, pliable leather or a piece of this used for cleaning.
For example, he used a chamois to polish his car.
Number 14, a useful phrase to know, faux pas. Faux pas.
Faux pas. The IPA is faux pas. The X in faux and the S in pas are both silent. A faux pas is an embarrassing or tactless act or remark in a social situation.
For instance, asking her age was a social faux pas.
Number 15 is Hors d'oeuvre. HORSDES-EOEVRE.
Hors d'oeuvre. The IPA is hors d'oeuvre. The S in horse is silent. A hors d'oeuvre is a small savory dish, typically an appetizer.
For example, they served several delicious hors d'oeuvres before dinner.
Next up, number 16 is précis. Precis.
Précis. The IPA is précis. The final S is silent. A précis is a summary or abstract of a text or speech.
For example, the student had to write a précis of the article.
Number 17 is domain. DEMESNE.
Domain. The IPA is domain or demesne. The S is silent. Domain is land attached to a manor and retained for the owner's own use, or a region or domain.
An example, the Lord's castle was surrounded by his vast domain.
Our 18th word is men. MESNE, as in men prophets.
Men. The IPA is mean. The S is completely silent. Men is an intermediate in legal terminology referring to something occurring between 2 points in time.
For example, the court awarded men profits to the rightful owner of the land.
And number 19 is fracas. FRACAS.
Fracas. The US IPA is fracas, but in the UK it's often fracas, where the S is silent or very soft. For our list, we're focusing on that UK pronunciation. A fracas is a noisy disturbance or quarrel.
Example, a fracas broke out outside the pub late last night.
And finally, number 20 is Illinois. ILLINOIS.
Illinois. The IPA is Illinois in the US or Illinois in the UK. That final S is completely silent.
And the example is Chicago is the largest city in Illinois.
And that's our list of 20 words with a silent S. It's quite a collection, and it really shows how English spelling can sometimes be a bit of a historical puzzle.
It certainly does. We hope this has been helpful for all of you listening. Becoming aware of these silent letters and practicing their pronunciation will definitely help you sound more natural.
Absolutely. And remember, you've been listening to English-CafeE. If you enjoyed today's session and learned something new, please give us a like. It really helps other learners find us.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next episode. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, too. Are there any other tricky words or English topics you'd like us to cover?
Your suggestions help us make English-CafeE even better. Until next time, keep practicing and enjoy your English learning journey.
Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye for now.